What's up, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the best skins under $10 right now in Counter-Strike 2. And before we get into it, we are going to have a small little giveaway for you guys today, courtesy of Scoutman, who has provided the skins. He's provided us 3 skins, and I'm going to bundle 2 of them together for today. So we're going to have Berettas Hydra Strike. They are well worn, but they still look super good. And we're going to have an AK47 Fat New Olive Polycam. So the winner is going to get 2 skins. All you have to do to enter is make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and then leave a comment down below of your favorite skin under $10 that I feature today. Good luck, and thanks again to Scout for providing the skins. So, if you haven't watched either the $1 or the $5 video yet, it's going to be a very similar format. We're looking only at the key weapons I think you should be using in Counter-Strike 2. And if you've seen the update about the M4A4 reducing in price and the FAMAS getting a buff, which is to come in a week or so, don't worry, because I'm going to include those as one of the key weapons. And let's not waste any time. Let's look at the Glock. So once we get over the $5 budget, we unlock some really nice options like the Water Elemental for $6.51 in minimum wear. Now these prices are from the 23rd of January, so obviously if you're watching in the future, allow for some variance. In the $5 video, we had a Ramesses Reach, but it was battle scarred. Now you can get it in minimum wear for $8.50 basically. And I rock one myself, in fact, you knew, even in minimum wear, this is a fantastic skin. You can save money and go for the Dragon battle scarred if you want, but I prefer this. And then finally, I have to pick a third one, and I think the Neo Noir is going to be the best bet here. It is just under the $10 mark for field test it. With price fluctuations, it might very quickly go above the $10 budget, but have a little bit of buffer there. Over on the CT side, for the USP, we're going to have a field-tested Jawbreaker, which is about $7.32. The good thing for this skin is, even all the way down to Battle Scarred, the artwork still looks pretty damn good, so a field-tested one is solid. And then we're going to have 2 sort of interesting picks. The first one's going to be the Ancient Visions. Now, I want to go souvenir for this, which is $9.20 in minimum wear. Obviously, I'm showcasing it without the gold stickers, just so you can see all of the artwork. I honestly think this skin is a little bit slept on. It's pattern based, you can get some cool stuff with it, and it's just a little bit different, like all these different bits of artwork on it. So this with some nice gold stickers from a match that has some sort of value to you, I think it makes sense. And then, I'm not going to have a P2000 suggestion today, so we have a third USP, and it's going to be the purple DD pack in Factory New. Also souvenir, as again, I've just not used the gold stickers on it so you can see the full artwork, but this is very shiny, so with the shiny gold stickers on it, it just looks banging all the time. I lied a little bit. We do have a P2000 skin. It's going to be field tested. It's the Fire Elemental for $8.80. Even in field test, you can see here this skin holds up pretty damn well. And we have this because there's only actually 2 Deagles that I want to showcase. The first Deagle here, which I want to not get the rare inspect, is going to be the Mecha Industries, which is about $6 in minimum wear. So not crazy close to that $10 budget at all, but I don't see any reason to go higher than minimum wear for this. You can see here, it looks pretty solid. However, the one I would personally consider, I think, here is going to be a Factory New Conspiracy, which is $8.80. This skin with some basic gold or yellow stickers on it can be amazing. I actually kind of like how it pairs with the Nox. Maybe a little bit too full black vibe, but I think this is the alternative Deagle here if you don't want to go for the Mecha Industries. And just to know, under $5, there's some incredible Desert Eagles. So I'll have both the $5 and $1 videos linked down below. Make sure you check them out. And then AK. AK is a real treat here, honestly. Under $10 is banging. So first of all, you can get a minimum wear ice cold. The fact this is now under $8 is kind of sweet. Like, I remember when I started playing, I can't remember exactly what it was, but maybe it was like a $20 plus skin. So the fact it's now under 10 is fantastic because the value for money here was always strong. So it's just getting stronger every time it drops in price. Another newer AK skin I want to showcase here is the AK47 Headshot. Now this is $7.50 in field test. It's another one that I personally think works wonders with the Nox. And what I like about it is that you do get this nice blend of colors depending on it being inspected or not. It's just kind of nice to have. And honestly, the third AK pick is kind of the same. So also field tested, also basically $7.50, very similar price. We have the Nightwish. Now, the Nightwish, I think, visibly gets beat up a little bit more, but you can see between inspecting and idle, the colors change for what you're looking at, which is kind of cool. And don't worry, if you want something different, I have another, because I know you guys will be mentioning it in the comments, I have a 4th AK. It's a minimum wear Legion of Anubis. It's $7.10. Previously, this would have definitely been it as one of my 3, but now that the Headshot and the Nightwish are both under $10, as is like the Ice Cold for min wear, this one just falls a little bit short in my opinion. I'm sorry, guys. Then another weapon that I think just gets such good options under $10 is the M4A1-S. Obvious pick here to begin with is going to be the Black Lotus. Field test, this looks incredible. $9.40, so we're quite close to the $10 budget, but this is worth every penny or cent depending on what currency you use. Then, if you want that like nice neutral tone, you can go for a Basilisk. Now, minimal wear for this is basically $6.50. This skin has grown on me massively in recent months. I think it's just a really nice skin. If you have enough budget for multiple M4s, I think having one of these that you can just switch to here and there is a really good idea. And then I was initially planning a Battle Scarred Nightmare and really banging into the Battle Scarred vibe, but field test it was $8.75. Obviously, it's going to get some scuffs on it, which you can see here. There's no way around that. So what I will say is, if you want as much blue as possible, go field test it and deal with the scuffs. If you want to embrace the wear, then you want to go Battle Scarred. Embrace the scuffs, get a bit more black on it, and save yourself a couple dollars. Then, over on the M4A4 side of things, you can see my first pick here. It is going to be a Desolate Space, which is just under $8 for minimal wear at the time of planning this. Obviously, if you were to be playing in China, this is going to look different because they can't show the skull. It's like a closed astronaut helmet, but most of you guys aren't going to be hit with that impact at all. So, overall, nice blue, nice purple base, and you know what? The fact it's under $10 these days for minimal wear is kind of clean. If you want a purple skin though, this is what I would personally prefer. While it is going to be field tested and you can see the scuffs that it gets here in the back, Polysoup for $7.95. Some people really dislike the accent color of the magazine. I can kind of get the complaint, but you know what? When you're using it in idle, it's not really that visible. So $7.95, the holographic effect that you get on the, the pearlescent effect that you get on the crystals and the Polysoup text, and this kind of like off-palette-y purple. I really like this skin. And then finally, if you just flat out want color, in the living color for $9.60 in minimal wear is going to be the shirt for you. I've always liked this skin for just how much color it has. It looks sticker bomb, the artwork's cool, but then it's never the M4 that I end up using myself. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you. I think the ops in the $5 video are better than the ops in this $5 to $10 video, but you guys can let me know if I'm wrong. So, first one, Chromatic Aberration, minimal wear, $9.29. This is the skin I like, but Aetherius, Mortis, and Duality I think are all better, and that's what I featured in the $5 video. Spoiler. Now, I wasn't able to get minimal wear on the Aetherius in the $5 video, so I am going to jump up to here. It's $5.51. It's not too much over the $5 mark, but I think this is realistically the best op under $10 flat out. And then if you really want something a bit different, I'm going to say Exoskeleton. Now, I've recently watched a new Alien movie, and this just flat out gives me like sort of like creepy Alien vs Predator vibes to it. I know you can also do like a fake Medusa craft on the middle of this, so maybe that's of interest to you. Factory new, this is going to cost you about $7.71. The other skin I had in consideration, just to sort of detail it, was a Fever Dream op, but I dislike how heavily it wears, and you would have to get it in field tested, so it really depends if you like how that skin wears or not. Now, Mac 10s, your running gun SMGs. First up, it's going to be Neon Rider, $7.16 for minimal wear here. It looks really good. The strap also gets that bright blue color, so like literally the entire skin or the entire weapon is covered in artwork, which isn't always something you get with Mac 10s. Saying that, you do get it with the toy box, which is going to be my second pick here. Minimal wear, this is $6.84. Now, I will say, I don't think the strap gets detail in here. I know it's got a color to it, but I wouldn't call that detailed. They missed a trick here. I think if the toy box had that under the strap, mwah, fantastic. And then surprisingly, the most expensive of them all that actually gets the least detailing across the board, we have the Nuclear Garden. Now, this is pattern based. The skulls can move around, but overall, basically any of them are going to look good. It's $9.75 for factory new. This one is probably my least favorite of the three, if I'm being honest, just on the value for money kind of aspect. And then what I love is the MP9s, because you get my three favorite, basically, like, that are at a reasonable price. First up, Mount Fuji, $7.50, minimal wear, fantastic skin. Then we have the MP9 that I currently run myself. Now, mine is factory new. I'm suggesting minimal wear for you here, guys, because that's what you have to go for it to come under budget. But $7.08 for this. It's got a nice orange accent color. Lots of potential for crafts here as well, which is really, really nice. And then finally, we're going to go for the Hydra. This was for the longest time my go-to MP9. Kind of mix and match with the Mount Fuji. It's $8.32 in minimal wear. If you're thinking you want to save a little bit of money, go pick it up in Battle Scarred, save yourself a couple dollars. Now at this point, we've kind of covered the main weapon skins, but I still want to showcase some nice like filler skins I think you should be picking up. So P250, Cartel, $6 basically for this in minimal wear is kind of nice. Now it's another one here I'm looking at. I'm like, damn, if you want this full like blackouty silver vibes, this looks damn good with the Nox. Then I've got what I'm going to call a bit of a slept-on P250 skin. It's going to be the Red Rock. I don't know why this one flies under the radar so much. Maybe because there's so many good P250 skins that are like under $5 anyway, so not many people look at this one. $7.71 for this in minimal wear. I think definitely this is a place in a certain type of loadout theme. And then my personal favorite of the three is going to be the Mortos. Now, I haven't gone for it in Battle Scar this time. I'm actually going to go factory new, so you get the full red across the board and you don't get any scuffs in the back, which would run you basically $8.60. If you like the idea of having black accents and you can deal with some scuffs, then again, maybe have a look at it in Battle Scarred, and it is full capped. As mentioned at the start, FAMAS is getting a buff, and it's going to come down in price, but at the time of recording, we don't know what it's going to come down to. They posted a picture saying it's going to be $300. It was taking the piss. What I think that means is it's going to be reduced by $300. So at the minute, it's $2,050. I think that's going to go down to $1,750, which means it opens you up a little bit more. If you're selling like 3K, some armor, a cheap FAMAS, some util, who knows? Those low buy rounds will get interesting. Let's see. But what you guys are here for is the skins. So under $10, you're talking Pulse, factory new $6.50. You're going to have to deal with wear. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. I really hope more new FAMAS skins don't come with like the bad wear that FAMAS just happens to have. Because the second one is also hit with this. It's not as bad because of the color of the skin, but the Eye of Athena here, $7.27 for minimal wear. But you can just see where the scuffs are coming through. Obviously, minimal wear, we expect something, but I would argue it's a little bit too heavy. Then we have my personal favorite, which I look forward to being able to use more if the FAMAS is more meta. It's the Night Bore, or Night Boar, whatever way it's meant to be pronounced. It's $7.75, factory new. This one is massively pattern-based, so I would take a little bit of time, just check all the patterns, see if any actually, like, sort of tick the box for you. But I'm a big fan of, like, Norse mythology and, like, the Vikings and stuff. So it's got all the symbols. It kind of has, like, the Viking ship vibe to it, I'm going to say. So I like this skin. Over on the Galil, you can now get the Eco. It is going to be field tested because we are not paying that overpay for minimal wear. You're just going to embrace the scuffs on it, maybe throw a craft to cover it, but for under $6, it's pretty good. If you're someone that can embrace Battle Scarred vibes and you're happy and you also want a little bit of fun with it, I should say, because when you shoot the chatterbox, the mouth opens and closes, and that's kind of cool. So Battle Scarred, this will run you about $8.22. This is actually one of my favorite Deagle Skins in the game, just because of how unique it is and that sort of goofiness when it shoots. And if you don't fancy either of these, then maybe consider a Dusk Ruin. So this one's also going to be souvenir, $9.50. So imagine it has some nice golds on it. The color palette for this is really interesting. It's love and hate. Some people adore it, some like despise it. It's also pattern based, but I think with the gold stickers on it and like a pattern that gets like maybe colors in a good way that you like, it's a bit more like unique because you don't see it as much in game. Now, this is where we maybe don't get to include 3 options for every weapon here. So 5.7, the first one, is going to be a minimal wear Angry Mob. This is $5.89. I think for actually for under $6, this is quite good value for money for how vibrant and cool the skin is. Not for everyone, but I quite like it. And then as we only have 2 picks for the 5.7, my other one is going to be the Copper Galaxy. It's almost $7 in factory new, but this, as you can see, got such a nice upgrade in Counter-Strike 2 with the lighting, and it's just crying out to have like certain crafts that pair with it. Add it on. If neither of these are for you and you want to actually spend less on the 5.7, I highly recommend you check out the $5 video. And on saying that, the Joe Beretta is under $10, which was technically between 5 and 10 with how the series works. There's nothing really. Honestly, you want to spend under $5 on Joe Berettas, in my opinion. You could get some twin turbos, for example. Even under $1, there's so many banging options. So definitely go check out those budget gems. There's 2 Tec-9s. First one is Bamboo Forest. $8.42 for factory new. It's a little bit pricey, but I personally really like this skin. So it's love-hate as well. I think some people don't like the price for it, but I like green skins. It's white with the green, works well with my Nox, so I'm running with it. The one I think most people would prefer is the fuel injector. Now, we've gone minimal wear this time, $6.85. Fuel injectors just in general look good. The AK and the Tec-9 both pretty banging skins. And some people might not want to pay this price at all for a Tec-9. But I think you can do so much damage with them and you should be buying them a bit more in those low buy rounds. Now, I actually have 3 Scout skins and then I've got 4 bonus skins spread across different weapons just because we had some gaps in the other weapons. So let's get the Scout covered. We're going to have the Bloodshot first. Now, this is minimal wear. It's going to be No, it's not minimal wear, it's field tested. What am I waffled about? It's field tested, it's $8.53, and whenever you shoot it, it's gonna pull out to like the eyeball, and it's kind of creepy, but it's kind of cool. Then what I'm gonna say the fan favorite here would be the twin turbo, $8.16 for this in minimal wear. This definitely seems to be one of the more favored options, even among pros that don't want to spend a stupid amount on a scout. So there you go, you have that, kind of cool. And then the third one is going to be the Death's Head, and I also considered the Mayan Dreams, just if you wanted to have something in that conversation, but I think $6.43 here for a minimal wear Death's Head. Slightly different color palette, like a different vibe to it. It's pretty good. And let's look at the 4 bonus skins. If you wanted a SG in this sort of price range, the fact you can get a field tested integral for $7.32 is pretty good. You can see here that despite below the scope, this actually holds up pretty damn well in field tested, and it's like mad vibrant. It's also very similar to the twin turbos based on a car, like a racing car livery, which is kind of sweet. On the AUG side, you could also go for one of the newly added skins, which is the Eye of Zappins. Now, this is basically $7.50 for the field tested. And you know what? It barely wears at all. So, like, value for money is actually pretty cool. And it has artwork design everywhere, which I love. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit on the MP7 for my own bias and for your guys' own sanity. You don't need to spend big on the MP7. This is $1.50 max minimal wear for the Just Smile. There's a bunch of MP7s under $5. Maybe I should have covered them in the $5 video. I'm sorry that I didn't, but if you want one, this is the one I'd pick. And then finally, we're going to end it off with a UMP, which is $5.63. Now, that is close to 50 skins under $10 in Counter-Strike 2 that I think you should consider buying. And I know the format might be a little bit weird because we're working between $5 and $10 budget, but that's just how it makes the videos work. And before I go, I have a question for you guys for loadout building videos in the future. Rather than skipping over some weapons, like commonly skip over the UMP, the Mag-7, the MP5, the PP Bison, I'm going to start doing the loadout videos based on what I think you should have equipped in every single slot. And if they're a little bit obsolete, like an MP5 and a PP Bison or a Negev, we'll go nice and budget friendly. But I want your guys' feedback on that, please, down below in the comments. Do you care to see technically a full loadout, or do you only want to see like the main 15 weapons that should be used? Please give me that feedback down below. And before I go, I want to say a big thank you to the YouTube members that continue to support the channel. I'm just going to sit in the car for a second here. The support is greatly appreciated. It allows me to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to continue to try and find ways to give back to you guys, and we're always open for suggestions on those if you have them. So thank you very much for watching. If you want more budget options, check out the $5 and $1 videos linked down below in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.